Hey guys, welcome to the woods. Well, I really don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about today, but I'm going to tell you about this, in his prime tree that came down not long ago. And it's just a weird perspective to see what you know is supposed to be flat ground flipped up in front of you. But anyway, beautiful moss is growing on it if you want to get it up close on it. But, I'm standing here on the log. I'm not going to walk backwards down the log and chat with you guys, but I'll show you around. And the woods today were so beautiful. It was all fog as a backdrop. And so it just saw all these, I'll find you a better spot to give you an example, but, young and old trees with a fog background is always a cool silhouette. And you can get a sense of it there, but it's clearing up. Anyway, so that's it. So this poor guy fell down, took a whole bunch of trees with him, and here's his stump. But anyway, just to kind of show, see these trees that are bent over so hard? No tree pushed them over. It's just the force of the wind put everything flat on the ground. And they just couldn't recover totally. But anyway, this monster went down. It took a couple over that I'm not showing you over this way. Took some other ones with it when it came down. All right, there, we shot a minute. But, there's something magical about the energy of appreciation. And you want to play with appreciation. So if you're home with a puppy or a cat, focus on the appreciation. But know that when you're admiring and loving and focusing your love energy on your cat, you're just trying to muster it up in yourself, really. Because we think giving out positive energy is what it's all about, but that's not at all. You naturally give out. It's what you're giving yourself that's the regulator. How much can you appreciate yourself? How much can you accept everything that's happened, happening, and happening now? And then take beyond acceptance of it. Because acceptance will get you through life. And if that's all you really want to do, then just live in acceptance. But if you want to be in the realm of thriving, then you need to be thriving in your self-love. And you can't think that anything outside is going to give you the sense of thriving. No, it comes from within. And then you just watch as things just magically pull together and the universe delivers what you feel worthy of. And not in material things, because you see people with, bunkers of stuff in their life that are just lost. No self-love, no self-worth. And then it just reveals itself in then no synchronicities, no connections, no following intuition, just resistance to what is. Like an old barking dog, but that bites, some of them, Anyway, let's focus back on the love of this tree. It's just that moss-covered bottom, and anyway, I got some photos. I got a lot of photos of the woods. I might start blooming that out. But, for me, they're magical. I don't know how they're going to transfer. You know what else? I got to do that. I want to do that. And so, coming your way. How about that? Here's your announcement. I don't be shitting on myself. I just say it's coming your way. You get ideas of things you're really excited about that you want to accomplish in your life. Don't go, I'm going to figure out this and that and wonder, figure out all your process. And then here's a good one. Then you tell it to someone else. And now you're sort of half in the vibration of the intuition that you felt when you were in the woods about something great about yourself, something you want to put out there for others. And so then you sort of don't own it as much when you're back home, and then you talk to the person you're with, and they don't care about that narrative at all. They're just thinking, would that inconvenience me? No, and then they'll say, yes, you should do it, or no, it doesn't sound like a good idea. They'll focus on whichever positive or negative of the event or the possibility of you becoming that in your life. Whatever that is, right? So you're focusing on what's not coming in your life because we've done that for so long. We're in a habit of focusing on what's not coming in my life. Because focusing on what's coming in your life is the block to what the perfection that can be coming your way, the synchronicities and the magic of everything unfolding. So until it all unfolds, it's the same process even after it all unfolds. Loving on yourself, taking time, finding your what they would call path of least resistance. But it's not about Anyway, that can be a confusing word. I think a lot of people would interpret that based on their vibration, which is really the explanation for all words. They're an interpretation of a vibration. And they can be, I can say one thing and someone picks up something from it, and I say the same thing to someone else and they pick up something else from it. But if you're aware of that and you start to watch for it, it's like, oh yeah, that totally is a thing. And there's tons of writings about it and sciences if people are into that. And it's a cool thing. But anyway, the point is that you can use that same, that's just one little indicator of the power of your conscious direction. An appreciation of what's around you and what is. Appreciation of just what is everything. And into the woods, it's easy to sort of put it out there, or to your puppy or your kitten or whatever, and start just blossoming out that love, whatever it is, whatever your loving sense of your dreamy vision moment that you capture once in a while here and there when you're laying in bed before you get up on a Saturday, or after a great pump myself up in front of others event of something where I felt good about myself, right? We all have those, and you get a few of those lined up, a few of those good days, and a day you don't have to get out of bed too soon, and you lay there and you go, wow, I just could see myself being X, experiencing X. Whatever those little dreamy, that deepest sense of who I really am and what my love bomb to give to the planet really is. And that's when you latch onto that and say, that's what I'm going to hold, that's what I'm going to chase. And whenever something feels not like that, you go back and you stop and you don't do anything. And then you'll be like, well, I'll never get anything done then. Fine. You weren't getting anything done anyway. So this way, you're focusing on something with intention. I'm going to be more loving towards myself. Oh, that you're right. That's the only way it works. Accept what's out there. That's like really, really, really step one. It's loving what is happening, who you are, where you came from, what you're doing. Think about your energy ball sense of self. That's who you really are. The fact that we don't see that with our eyeballs is because it would be all blurry out here then. We don't want to see it. It's perfect, just the way we are. We pop up as little humanoids, and we blossom and bloom and grow like this forest is doing. But just enjoy it. Because when we're frustrated just because it's fall or winter, and you're like, come on people, spring's coming again. We're gonna bloom leaves again. The wind isn't gonna blow everybody over. But we're just gonna go with it. But love what it is you're going with, and love where you are, and love what you're seeing, and love what you're experiencing. Start with loving the puppy, and just work your way up, but get good at it and go down, and you're gonna go down, and you get pulled back up, and you gotta pull down, and you physically can only take so much, it's so fast. So it's a process. Enlightenment comes when you lean in that direction, but you can't have a preference as to how it unfolds in your life and how it gets to you. But just know it's your sense of self-worth, worthiness, self-love, acceptance. And then when you start to project that out and you start seeing everything as perfect around you, then you're like, okay, this is the power that creates the galaxy spinning. And I've been around this galaxy as an energy ball, this 24,000 years around the galaxy that the planet goes. I've been doing that for a long, 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 long time. But I'm expressing a version of myself here today, and that's all we're all doing. There's no no preferences to what tree you are here, or what condition you're in, or who you've been, or what's going on. It's just love what you're in, love the moment, and appreciate everything around you, and everything starts to make sense, and it just, you go with it. But don't go with it for the sake of no purpose. You want a purpose. You want to realize that we're creating the beauty and the prosperity and the peace and calmness of our environment. And you created inside yourself. You're just picking up on your own funky frequency. Feedback, they would call it. So go for the happier version of yourself and know that it's going to be its happiest when it blooms out its true essence of who it is. However you got to make that happen, just lean that direction, and it takes time, but just every little tink in the right direction of softness and self-acceptance feels so good that after about a minute you're like, you're right, it's just the journey. Who cares where the heck you are? A 10% improvement feels so good. You don't want it all at one time. So wherever you are on the journey, that sort of energy sort of says, well, why even bother, really, right? I mean, it doesn't really change anything. It's just that you could be in harmony with what is around you and enjoy your life on planet Earth, the gift that you were given. It's like an energetic vibrational lottery going on, and bang, and the baby pops in. The soul jumps in, and it happens right at birth. And some souls come in for just a little dabble, and they want to get back out. They just need to feel something, need to recorrect on something. They're going back to the vibration of the other parts of the planets in our solar system. I don't think we don't go that 24,000 years randomly like we could, because energy, of course, can be in multiple places. Time and distance are irrelevant to two particles dancing together. So that's a thing, but probably not explained the best possible way. But anyhow, so it's just getting back to that energy and matter. Energy and matter. And you play back and forth, and you say, you know what? Nothing can happen to me, really. And I got to own that feeling. The more I can own that feeling when I come out here to the woods, you can really appreciate it. You can really have a real deeper sense of acceptance of what is in all realms of the planet, in all situations. And then it's like, well, that's kind of wisdom, but what do you do with that wisdom? You just have the confidence and the knowing that you can tap into that wisdom on any topic, any time in your life. So all knowledge is available to all of us. We don't need books. We don't need to be teaching our children to memorize things and practice that ability to hold a narrative in your head. We're not trying to hold a narrative in our heads. We're trying to hold a sensitivity to the energy that we are, and realize that the narrative is always just a mirror back of what we're thinking of, feeling, and loving and accepting about ourselves. Just like each tree has its own mission to follow and seek the warmth of the sun. No condemnation if you don't. And it's not like you're not gonna. All the trees do it naturally. You're naturally gonna be a loving version of yourself as much as you can tweak out. I guess I'm just here to say, really, and it really boils down to sort of almost nothing, right? Just, enjoy the journey of growing. And you're going to always be moving. Here'll be an important point. You'll always be moving to a point of more sun, more acceptance, more love, more strength, more everything. It's always getting better through evolution. Just know it's going to be better and enjoy the process of growth and your seeking of the sun and the warmth and the perfection of your highest version of yourself. You'll get there, for sure. There's just we don't want it any faster than it's happening. And if someone's at some other level or some other paradigm out there, just know that that's a window in the bus. You can look out another window. If you don't like that view, that's contrast. You just move and look out another window. Well, how do I change my position on my bus or look out another window? It's inward. My vision out the window is projected by me. I just have to love on myself more, and everything around me will change. Anyway, perfect timing. These guys are appreciating this tree too. Gives you a sense how big she is, right? Actually, they're a little bit farther back in the woods, so it seems it's the art of deception, which is what this whole video is about. So, all right, love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to throw the love bombs, for real. On yourself first, I always say that. And by the way, this is 15 minutes, so right on time. That's, I think, kind of the sweet spot. And anyway, everyone appreciate the down tree. Aw. You know, trees are at their half-life when they go down like that. This tree is a good point to make, and I'm going to go overtime for 1 minute. But trees down, to be left as they lay, this tree is going to sprout up so many trees and shelter so many animals and change the diversity of all the ground right here. It's a beautiful part of the woods. And then as it gets, it took a couple of the young ones down, but that's okay. And it's going to naturally thin out because there's a stream there. And so that's probably what really weakened the bottom. So, it's just the evolution. The stream gets bigger and the trees move back. But there's more blossoming and more beautiful trees at the top. Focus on the beautiful trees at the top. Don't worry about this carnage at the bottom. This is a natural part of the process. Sometimes it's like, oh, we're so blossomed and bloomed down here, and this little stream is so gentle and soft and loving. Well, all of a sudden, it's like the wind's getting crazier and the water's getting crazier, but it's just a correction. It's just an adjustment on the planet. But here's the magical part. Just like in Lion King, that's the most recent version of the same narrative you hear from so many different stories. There's so many magical narratives out there that are important to us, but we don't always talk about why. But Lion King, the good lion was in charge, aka the people were more balanced in love, and the whole prosperity of the land. It was all sun and everything bloomed and the animals were plentiful and the grasses always came and the rain was perfect timed and all that kind of stuff. And then when Scar, the uncle, takes over, it goes dark and the hyenas all come in and stuff like that. So there's something to that paradigm. That sense I was telling you to love on yourself, do it for others. If you want to do something for other people, do that, because that's when you're really doing something. Just like for this planet. What was it, Simba's dad, whoever that was. But anyway, Scar was the bad one. Easy to remember those names, right? So, Scar's got to come around for us to say, oh, you know what? Why don't I choose something more loving? How do you think that valley changed? Just because Simba was in charge? No, the lions felt worthy again. They attracted the love vibration again. They accepted themselves. They felt worthy. They expected their surroundings to be beautiful now, and they just became that. And it can happen that fast, just like in that movie. Anyway, I don't know what made me think about that one, but I've been thinking about that one a little bit. And that's my last tribute. Now we're at 17 minutes. Was it worth the extra time? I could just keep going. All right. Love you guys. And that is really it. And I'll see you soon.